Okay, what is it here, Logan?
So, first I wrote down all their needs. The first four,
The Broncos?
yeah, the Broncos. And the first four they really need, and then the last five, they need depth at. And I don't think they got a very good draft this year. I think they could have done a lot better. So I took what they picked down here, and then took what I would have picked up here. So instead of trading up to 26 and taking Paxton Lynch, I trade back to 34 and pick up a 4th rounder and a 7th rounder. And then we get Reggie Ragland to replace Danny Trevathan.
How did you reach that?
I used a chair.
Okay.
And then we trade a 3rd rounder we trade a 3rd rounder into the 4th round, or the 2nd round, to get number 41 and take A'Shawn Robinson to replace Malik Jackson. And then with our first 3rd round pick, we take either Kenyon Drake, because he can play running back, wide receiver, and kick returner, because we did lose our kick returner this year, or Shalik Calhoun to also play on the defensive line. And then with the 98th pick, our extra pick in the 3rd round, we get a quarterback with Dak Prescott, who's a lot like Cam Newton. And then with the 101st pick from the trade back to 34, we get Sheldon Day to help out the defensive line.
Where'd the mermaid tail come from?
Oh, Peyton drew that up there.
Okay. So, talk to me about what the Broncos got.
So, they traded a 3rd rounder to the Seahawks for their 1st rounder, number 26, so they could take Paxton Lynch, which I think is a stupid idea. Nobody would have taken Paxton Lynch in front of them. So
who was in front of him at the time?
Seattle.
They got a quarterback.
Yeah, they traded up and got a quarterback. They got Russell Wilson. Then Kansas City.
They got a quarterback.
They got a quarterback in Alex Smith. Then, who's 28? The Cardinals.
Okay, they got a quarterback.
The Panthers.
Yep, in Green Bay.
Yeah, in Green Bay. That was the other one I was forgetting.
They got a quarterback too. You're right. Okay.
So they could have traded back and got him in the 3rd round, or they could have stayed at 31, save us a 3rd rounder, and get Paxton Lynch. So I thought that was a stupid move of trading up. Then in the 2nd round, they got Adam Gostis, which they could have gotten Sheldon Day, Shalik Calhoun, and a ton of other great defensive linemen. But instead, they went with this Australian guy from Georgia Tech. Then, with the 98th pick, they took Justin Simmons from Boston College, which I thought was pretty stupid, because we also could have gotten Jeremy Cash. Then again, Jeremy Cash did fall out of the draft.
Who's Jeremy Cash?
He plays safety for Duke. I was expecting him to be a 2nd round pick, but he fell out of the draft completely.
And why?
Well, I mean, he's just more of an aggressive player. He makes more plays than Justin Simmons. He's a better athlete. And I don't understand why they didn't take him.
Okay.
Then, with 136, they took Devontae Booker, which I don't think was a terrible pick, because we could use depth at running back. And Kenyon Drake was already gone, and he can do it all, so you might as well go with Devontae Booker there. Then, with 144, they took Connor McGovern, from the guard from Missouri, which they did need a guard, but I would have suggested getting one a bit earlier, although it kind of was hard to find a really good guard where they were positioned during the draft. And then with 176, they took Andy Janovich, the fullback from Nebraska, which I would have rather had Glenn Gronkowski, Rob Gronkowski's little brother, or Derek Watt, J.J. Watt's little brother. both are really athletic and hard hitters. So then, after that pick, they took Will Parks, a safety from Arizona, which I don't really blame them for taking a safety that late. I don't like the safety early unless it was Jeremy Cash because of the athlete he is. But Will Parks, there was really no safety available, and we could use some depth there. And then at 228, they took a punter, which we did not need at all. He took Riley Dixon from Syracuse, which we don't need at all. We got Britton Colquitt. I mean, we picked up a punter last year during undrafted free agency, and we let him go, and he was a lot better than Riley Dixon. So I thought that was a pretty stupid move, too. So back to what I was saying up here, so I think they could have wiped out and completely gotten a lot better players. So back to 101 where we were, I would look for Sheldon Day from Notre Dame. He's a hard hitter, and he's a phenomenal athlete. I met him at the Notre Dame football camp, and I want to understand why they didn't take him. Then at 136, they go Devontae Booker again because he's one of the top running backs, and he was the best one available. Then
So Booker is the only guy on this list that you thought the Broncos should have taken to fulfill these needs that they had.
Yeah, I would have gone Derrick Henry early, but they have more needs than running back, so it probably wasn't a great idea. With Reggie Ragland and A'Shawn Robinson and Jaron Reed all there, it would have been better to go with Ragland and Robinson and Reed. Now, if they weren't there, I would have gone with Derrick Henry. Miles Jack was also available, but he has a torn meniscus, so it's not great to go out with the injured player. There is also
Who got Jack?
The Jacksonville Jaguars at 38.
That's the steal of the draft.
Yeah, that was a big
So
steal.
needs QB. So we got a QB. We got Lynch. D-line.
Gastis.
We got Gastis. Linebacker. Who'd we get?
Nobody.
We didn't get a linebacker. What do you think about that?
I think that's stupid. We could move a linebacker inside and then put in Shan Ray, but we really don't have another inside linebacker.
Okay.
I think it was a pretty stupid move.
Guard? Did we get a guard?
Yeah, we got Connor McGovern from Missouri.
Okay. We get a DB?
We got
two,
Justin
didn't we?
Simmons and Will Parks.
Okay. A kick returner?
No, I guess
Offensive
Booker
tackle?
could. Offensive tackle, no tackles.
Okay. Tight end?
No tight ends.
And one running back?
Yep.
Booker? All right. So how do you grade the Broncos draft?
I'm gonna give them a B-. I think they made some really silly moves, and there still is a lot of great players out there in UFA. I think they made some really silly moves. They could have gotten a lot better players. Like this Adam Gostis, they had Sheldon Day and Sean Oakman and Shalik Calhoun. All of them were available, and they went for Adam Gostis. I think that was like the silliest move out of all of these. So I give them a B-. They made a bad trade at the beginning for a good player that they could have gotten where they were, and then they made some silly decisions over some talented athletes towards the end of the draft.
All right. Thanks, Logan.
Welcome.